Riflemen holding on, trying to drown the MG in light machine gun fire, causing 1 casualty. But one should remember that grouped up infantry takes incremental damage. So let's say you have, for example, 16 riflemen. They're going to take a lot more damage than, for example, just 6 riflemen out in the open. Very important thing, and also a measure to stop blobbing with. And you can also use it against blobs, for example. Set on a machine gun if, for example, you're meeting a really large group of infantry. Airborne grabbed, thus knowing that Privatenohope has gone the airborne doctrine, and the Volksgrenadier is forced away by the armored car. Airborne, moving in, hitting a mine, 1 down, completely dead, no survivors. Firing up and charging ahead, no machine gun to really do much because it's still busy covering here. Airborne covering, trying to attack the pack, although they are deeply wounded and should consider retreating and regrouping. So let's go have a look at Privatenohope. Pack now. Veterancy 1. This is vehicle veterancy, by the way, which could also certainly mean that there's going to be a Puma out from this Sturm Armory, and indeed we have. And veterancy at the moment for Pumas means they are harder to hit, although with the next patch any evasion bonuses will be removed, meaning they won't be as difficult to take out on the move once they have veterancy. Riflemen moving out once more, although not quick, fully reinforced. In fact, 4 men in total lacking from the 16-man large squad. Engineers laying work down here, and armored car moving in. Could lay down some Greyhound mines, which cost 50 munitions and can do a lot of damage. In fact, and some players like to place down a Greyhound mount right in front of a building, so that any building produced right out of it will be blown to bits, in particular packs, thus preventing any counter to the armored car. And might he do it? I'm not sure. Riflemen encountering the Puma, suffering heavy losses, trying sticky bombs going off, 3 at once, and immobilized while suffering damaged engine. Cruel. But that's what happened when you move your vehicles and armor too close to riflemen and you're not sure if they actually have sticky bombs. Had this been a Stug, it probably would have been knocked out. Access to the 57mm anti-tank gun via airdrop is now available as well. Greyhound continually wreaking havoc in the Axis base, and nothing really to hit it since the pack will need to move at an awkward angle, and there are so many things blocking the line of sight that the Greyhound can continually be in cover for the most part. Infantry anti-tank weapons will be needed, and there is currently only the Panzerfaust, which still does a nice job, in fact, since no armored skirts. Again, remember, armored skirts is what you want, and a anti-tank gun opening fire on the bunker. Clearly looks like that Privatenohope will try and base assault from the west, as I suspected, although he really could have done something to at least keep the enemy occupied there, but that's again just me. So in fact, sticking to the plan I suggested, of course he didn't know it when it was much long before I thought of something like that, but interesting nonetheless, and also shows why you shouldn't go heavily defensive in one side, because it means the enemy could easily attack you from the other side. You want a reserve, you want something that can actually react to something like this, and currently he does not have it. He does not have it. He has a damaged Puma, some Pioneers and Volksgrenadiers, but he doesn't actually have anything that can really react to this assault. And now we have the riflemen moving in hordes, opening fire, and the only thing that could potentially save Kinzadon is if he goes defensive and gets the MG upgrades for his buildings, allowing him to suppress all of them. But does not look like he is thinking of something like that, meaning he's going to suffer heavy losses, and the riflemen will gain increased veterancy. Puma now moving in, airborne with recoilless rifles, completely missing. Engineers now moving in, clearing out the Krieg barracks. Pack captured and now used against the German buildings. In particular the Krieg barracks, which didn't really do much except provide a bit of infantry. And a sniper, not really what you want here. Some infantry is what you want on the sniper. And it goes down to BAR fire. Machine gun trying to do some damage, and it does do a lot of damage because again they're grouped together, suffering incremental damage from the machine gun team. And now they are completely pinned, but it is too late since the base is suffering catastrophic damage. Krieg barracks down. Wehrmacht quarters almost also down. Sturm armory heavily damaged. Krieg barracks damaged. Puma damaged. And heavy losses to the rest of the Wehrmacht forces as well. No infantry, only a few pioneer teams and support units. Not an ideal situation at all. And forcing him to completely abandon his base, and a satchel charge going out, quite ideal for dealing with anything. And he does go for the defensive doctrine, but it is much too late. He should have gone a bit when the attack came right on the base, not when most of his buildings were out. Tragically too late, and the 357th Grenadier Division is forced to pull out of Beaux Lowlands since the losses are too heavy. And the 29th Infantry Division, along with the 101st Airborne Division, can pass through deeper into the Cotentin Peninsula. Another satchel charge going down on the Reich headquarters, almost clearing out the MG gun team and causing heavy damage. Absolutely nothing left except this bunker and the headquarters for Kensington. A brutal defeat. And again, a good lesson on why you don't want to go heavily static defenses. And a flak 88. Oh, this is beyond me. Why is he doing this? No, he should be attacking, counter-attacking, not abandoning his base. Further anti-tank guns called in, and this clearly is a total victory for the Americans. And the Reich headquarters going down under a barrage of anti-tank fire. And Kensington at this point realizing there's not much he can do. Game over. The German infantry has been defeated and forced to pull back. So what can be learned from this? Well, for example, use infantry again. Kensington didn't really have enough infantry. He had barely 2 squads, and that, when he lost one, wasn't replenished. Secondly, you don't want to go heavily defensive in one side and then completely forget the rest of the map, allowing for someone like Privatenohope to conduct a assault on from another side. You want something like a reserve to be able to react to the different points where they might attack from, like I do in some of the matches and like I explain. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this match. If you liked it, why not subscribe or tell your friends about it so they can subscribe. Yes. And why you are of course always welcome to send in replays so I can give a look and see if I can shoutcast them and possibly learn something, and others can learn something as well. So cheers.